Okay, so in this little section, we're going to look at how we might code a very simple game that we might develop up to like a times table tester, and where we're going to accept strings and numbers from the user, and then do some maths on that. Okay, so it's going to look something like this. So hi with the name they input. So using the first number they input and the second number they input, then do some calculations on that. So let's have a look at that work. Okay, so here's the first code that I have where I'm generating, so I'm asking for input. So in this one I've got name. I'm inputting into here, what's your name? So whatever is the string displayed to the user is what's your name. The value that's entered is input into name. Okay, and then I'm going to print a message, so welcome to our course, plus the name, which is coming from here. Then I'm going to ask the user how old are they, and they're going to enter in a number, and that's going to be put into age. I'm going to just print age so you can see it, and then I'm going to concatenate those strings. So I'm going to run this. Okay, so you can see the code here. So what's your name? Jacqueline. Welcome to our course, Jacqueline, which is here. How old are you? 33. Yeah. Okay. And it's printed back 33, and then it says 33 is really old, Jacqueline. Now, I've asked it to print here just to show you when we're accepting input from the user on the screen, to show you that with the input function, it only ever accepts something as a string. So it's like I typed 33 with quotation marks as opposed to 33, the integer. So this print type of age tells me that it's a class string. So 33 is seen as a string. So if I try to, for example, if I try to, I'll do it over here. If I try to add two strings, 33 plus 44, I'm going to get an error. Sorry, it concatenates them as opposed to 33 plus 44. Okay, so how we manipulate strings is different to how you manipulate integers. So we need to be able to accept an input as an integer. Okay, and that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, and this is it. So this is my simple number. So I declared my variables, number 1 and number 2, both assigned a 0. Name is an empty string. I ask the user what's their name. I take that input and put it into name. I ask them for the first number, put it into number 1, the second number, put it into number 2. And then I print, hi, name. Did you know we can do the following with number 1 and number 2? And this time I'm just going to add it. Okay, so number 1 plus number 2 is equal to, and then I do the maths. So let's just run that and see that work. Okay, hi, what's your name? So, Aidan. What's your first number? 7. What's your second number? 3. Hi, Aidan, did you know we could do the following with 7 and 3? 7 plus 3 is equal to 10. And then, of course, if you want to do the rest of the maths, like subtract, multiply, and divide, you simply write the code in, changing the symbol each time. Let's just run that again. What's your name? Aidan. What's your first number? 7. What's your second number? 3. And did you know you could do the following? So here we go. And there's my different maths. So this is sort of the start of the calculator type thing. Okay. You might want to develop that further with random. And this is the first bit of random that I want to show you here. So in this one here, I'm going to generate 2 random numbers and put them into number 1 and number 2. Okay. So in order to use the randint function, I have to import a library. Okay, so there's lots of code out there in different libraries that exist that I can use. So I've got to open this up. So I can say from random. From random, so random is the name of my library. I can import everything, do an import star, but I actually only want to use the code that will generate a random integer as opposed to random floating points, etc. So I'm bringing in this code. So Python knows to find the code that's going to generate this work this function for me, just because I've included that line. Okay. And then to write it, it's randint, and then in round brackets, the starting number and the ending number. So this is going to generate a number between 0 and 12. So I'm thinking sort of times tables for primary school kids. Stick that in number 1, stick that in number 2. And then I've got a guess. So and we're developing it further each time. So in this one, the user has to guess, put a guess in. And so what will be displayed to the user is, what is the string of number 1, which is whatever number was generated here, plus the string of number 2. And they've got to guess it. The guess will be converted into an integer and put into guess. Okay, so let's run that and see. So what is 1 plus 9? So 1 was the random integer input into number 1. 9 was this random integer put into number 2. So 1 plus 9, I'm going to put in 10. So my 10 will be input here, converted to an integer and put into guess. Next, when I hit return, the if statement is going to look for some sort of equivalence here. So if guess, so guess is going to hold 10. If guess is equivalent to number 1 plus number 2. So 1 plus 9 is 10. So if it's the same, it should print well done. Otherwise, or else, it should print better luck next time. So I get a well done. Let's run it again and just execute the else. Okay, and here we have, so what is, pardon me, what's 1 plus 4? Okay, so I'm going to say 1 plus 4 is 3. And I'm getting better luck next time. Okay, so you can see how we can develop that further. And I've got one step further done for you, which is this times table test. And you can develop this further yourself if you wish. Okay, so let's just look at this code here. So I've got from random import randint. So generate rand integers for me, please. Okay, so I want a rand integer between 0 and 12 into number 1, 1 into number 2. Okay, and printed welcome to the times tables testing machine. Can you beat me at addition or subtraction? And then we ask the user to input a plus if they want addition, or a minus if they want a subtraction test. Okay, so we have if the type of test, if whatever they entered in there, if it's equivalent to a plus, okay, then it's the same as before. It's guess is equal to what is number 1 plus number 2. And then if the guess is correct, print well done, else print better luck next time. Okay. If the type of test was equal to a minus, guess what's number 1 minus number 2. And then if it's correct, print well done. Okay. And print better luck next time. So let's just run this to see it work. Okay, welcome to the times table test machine. Can you beat me at addition or subtraction? So type plus for addition, or minus for subtraction. So I'm going to do a minus test. What is 1 minus 11? So minus 10. Well done. Okay, I'm going to run it again. Okay, welcome to the times table testing machine. Can you beat me at addition or subtraction? I'm going to do a plus. So what's 4 plus 11? So I'm going to give it a wrong answer here. Better luck next time. Okay. So what you can do is see, can you develop that further yourself? With multiplication and division. Can you change the code to include an else if? So you see here I've got two separate ifs. First if statement. Once that first statement executes, it'll then go and run and execute the second if statement. Now in fact, it'll start here, so it'll look for the comparison operator if this is true or false. So it's going to be false, so it's going to jump onto the next line of code. Okay. But if we have it as an else if, as opposed to two separate ifs, it would treat it as one line of code. So that's the challenge for you. Can you develop this further using random integers? Create a times table test machine for kids that will check them on multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, or whatever tables that they have. I mean, maybe you're dealing with, first, second class kids and they've only learned plus and minus, maybe only up to 5 or whatever. Just change the random integer from 5. Maybe you don't want to deal with zeros yet, so you change that to 1. Whatever you want to do. But can you build a times table and testing machine? And can you practice the ifs?